Yo, what's going down? What's going down, people? This is Comic Cons, where we talk things comics, sometimes movies, sometimes kung fu, basically pop culture in general. Today, we got something special today. We got things that you never hear about, comic books. Ones that aren't really popularized right now. Shout out to my bro, Stay Ready. He came up with the concept this week. Let me bring him up. And also my other co-host, Gaines, he was able to make it.
Yep.
What's up with the family?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me get in this chat real quick.
What's that, Joseph?
Yeah, Josie always showing love, always showing support. Salute to Shower. Salute, Shower. Salute to my brother Reef the Watcher. I see you, Reef. I see you. Another Reef. We gotta bring you up here one day, Reef.
Look at Reef.
Know his stuff.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna text you now.
Salute to my sis Tay. Derek Gaines in the house doing double duties.
I had to say hi to Tay, man. She likes it. She likes the attention.
Salute to my sis Josie in the house. I see you over there working, sis. I see you grinding on the live streaming gaming. Yeah, so let's get into this discussion. And Shawa, please make sure your husband is listening, because I know he's gonna appreciate this book right here. I know he's gonna appreciate it. So, Derek, let me come to you first, brother.
All right, this yeah.
Let me know what you want me to which character. And to be honest with you, before you start, you actually did a good job, brother. With this, because I was thinking about it, I was like, I don't think none of your characters was really anything but comic books, but I kind of underestimated you in this one. But go ahead, man.
Well, some of them I knew, and I think I knew them all at one point or another. I was gonna go with Molecule Man, but I think everybody knows him. Give me Mimic.
That's the one that I thought was really good.
Mimic, yeah, this guy, he retained the powers of the original X-Men, but he wasn't a mutant. He first appeared in X-Men 19. He was the first non-mutant that joined the X-Men after the original crew. He gained his powers to absorb mutant powers by a lab experiment done on him by his father. Yeah, the creators of Mimic were Stan Lee and Warren Ruff. He also did a stint in the Onslaught series because he had a problem balancing his powers, and Onslaught fixed it.
Runner Rock.
Thank you.
He was the artist that drew him.
Yes. Doing my research, his first appearance was in the X-Men 19 in 1966, and that comic book is in mint condition, is $299. He like I said, he retained all the X-Men powers, Cyclops, optic blast, night crawlers, teleportation. Um, the wings that you got here, them are archangel's wings, but his original wings were the feathers from Angel. He does have Wolverine's claws. He has Iceman powers. He also retains Jean Grey's psychic ability, and he also led the X-Men for a little bit. And he was a on again, off again villain. He was a hero, then he was a villain, then he was a hero, then he disappeared, and he last time I saw him was during the Onslaught storyline, and I haven't seen him since. But I do know he has made 54 appearances in the X-Men Marvel comics. So that's the story of Mimic. His real name was Calvin Bremke, and that's Mimic.
I'm trying to come off his real name is Calvin Rankin.
Rankin, thank you, brother.
Rankin, he's from Jersey. He got his powers because his daddy was doing the experiment. The chemical explosion. His daddy name was Calvin Rankin, and that's where he got his powers. His dad died in the explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. I remember a comic where this picture right here, where he took Beast powers, took Archangel's powers, took Wolverines and Cyclops. Yo, when I tell you he went to work on every single one of them, he literally went to work on every single one of them. Salute to Queen 71.
He took Cyclops powers, Iceman, Jean Grey, and Xavier.
And oh yeah, he took Nightcrawlers too, because Nightcrawler was in that comic. It was crazy. He had the intelligence of Beast, the optic blast of freaking Cyclops, claws of Wolverine. He could fly because of Archangel. And then, like all of them combined, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Queen 70. Queen 71, we talk about Mimic, yeah.
Not gonna lie, I completely forgot about Mimic, bro.
That's why I gotta give Derek a little bit of credit. I underestimated him with that. One, definitely.
Yeah, he like I said, the last time I saw him was during the Onslaught storyline. He appeared in I forget which comic, but yeah, he was in there for a couple panels, and I like Mimic.
Heck, him against Metamorpho, DC versus Marvel, Mimic versus Metamorpho. It's gonna be hard for him to beat Metamorpho. Like Metamorpho he could literally turn it.
I don't think it would be, but it would be a great match. You gotta think about it. He takes your power. So if he fought Metamorpho, he would take his power and fight him with his own power.
Yeah.
Which verse did you ask me about earlier, Mac? You said Sebastian Shaw verse.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay. All right, you asked me that. I just wanted to. All right, let me go to you.
The reason I can't because the other one is on your list. So
yeah. You're right. I'm sorry. You saved me from myself this time.
Yeah.
You saved me from myself this time. That's what brothers is for. So we going to Mac next.
Are you going? You ready?
Hold on. I'm queuing you up right now. Oh yeah. Tell me. You gotta let me know.
Hush.
Where's your list? Oh, here we
go. Yeah. We're going to Dr. Thomas Elliott. It's a Batman villain. I'm sorry, Tay Tay, but this is some of my favorite comic books. Some of them, man, you know, Doctor Dr. Tommy Elliott, and he was a costume criminal who targeted Batman and Bruce Wayne. He wasn't just fighting Batman; he was fighting Bruce Wayne too. He originated from a nursery rhyme. What was one of what's his name? You know, he was a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne's, which is crazy. But yeah, he was a close childhood friend. Matter of fact, I think Hush was on a TV show at one time. You remember that?
No, I actually don't. But I do remember him in the comics, though.
You don't remember when he had Tommy Elliott on the TV show?
Nah, I don't remember that. I'm surprised I don't. And you know, I always remember stuff when it come to Batman, but
yeah,
I just remember him from the comics, me personally. But go ahead, Mac. Any backstory on him?
He was a supervillain that he was created by Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. He first appeared in Batman 609, number 609, as part of a 12-issue series of Batman. Hush was a criminal, turned into a forward to be a superhero. I wrote a lot of this down too. So I'm going through all my writing, trying to read my own handwriting. But he was a skilled surgeon, master of disguise. He was a manipulator and a skilled hand-to-hand combat and marksman. His character was adapted from numerous media portrayed as a live-action. He was a live-action TV show. Gordon Winterick in Gotham. He also was in a video game in Arkham, Batman Arkham. Y'all played the video game. He was also in Gotham Knights. What's another one? The comic book Gotham Knights, not the video game. He was also Batman Streets of Gotham. That series, the whole series was about him. What's another one? Trying to remember.
Oh, what's going on, brother? Shawa's husband came in now. Salute.
What's his name?
Superboy Prime. Superboy Prime. Salute, Eric.
Superboy Prime. Oh, salute to you, man. Superboy Prime. Hey, that's dope. I like that name.
He should have actually been on the list. He should have been on the list.
He really should. Well,
he should have been on the list.
Yeah. He really should. I like that name, man. I like that name. That's all I can think of right now. I didn't write
salute Humble. Salute Eric Jordan. Man, good pick, Mac. Good pick.
I thought I wrote more down with him on. I didn't.
Nah. It's cool, brothers. It's cool. Good pick. Do you got anything on Hush, Derek Gaines?
I only know Hush from the Batman animated movie. And,
he was on that too. He was on that.
Yeah.
The movie, not the
TV
show.
Okay. You're right.
The movie, not the TV show. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's why I was confused. That's why when you said, I seen the movie.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know much about him. But I only seen the Batman Hush one time. I'm gonna go back and look at it because it's always just popping up anytime I watch a Batman thing. So yeah, I'm gonna check it out later.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I actually might rewatch this now too. Good point. So good pick, Mac. Good pick. I'm gonna go to mine. We're gonna keep this rolling. Salute to everybody coming in here. Y'all engaging today. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
What is Tay Tay obsession with flying rats?
I don't know, because even if you think bats look like flying rodents, bats aren't rodents. So
No.
Yeah.
And he actually says that in Batman Forever. He explains that.
And
He says like a flying rat. He said bats aren't rodents.
You know who's that musician in DC that says her incantation backwards? She could be Superman.
Zatanna.
Yeah, she could be Superman. Because Superman has a major weakness against magic.
Yep.
Batman don't.
So let me go to my next.
Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
Hey, nah, you good.
that Tay drive me crazy.
Oh man. We got Larfleeze, Agent Orange, the Orange Lantern. So Larfleeze, he was on the planet, and he's believed to be over 1,000 years old, and he and his kind are sold. He comes from a race where you're supposed to be sold, but they're only allowed to their kid at a time, and Larfleeze happened to be the 7th kid, so he couldn't get sold. He had to stay with his parents. People came to raid their planet. Larfleeze ended up getting sold into slavery and worked for a lot of years. Eventually, he tried to rebel. He tried to sneak away. So they threw him in a hole with them not knowing that it had an orange lantern in it. And Larfleeze found that lantern and the central power battery and became Agent Orange. Now, if you know about the Green Lanterns, there's different emotional spectrums. Each color represents different emotions. The emotion that he has with orange, if you're Orange Lantern, is greed. So he basically flew to a planet where they had the central power battery, him and the other Orange Lanterns, because there used to be many Orange Lanterns. And they basically said, whichever one of you guys that survives, you'll be able to have the central power battery. Now you got to remember, orange emotion represents greed. So they were willing to take it to that next level to be the last one standing, and Larfleeze ended up being that last one standing, and he was the sole owner of the Orange Lantern and the central power battery. One of his abilities, he could create constructs, could absorb energy. He has a healing factor. He could he could deflect energy pulses, things like that. And to me, I'm gonna give y'all extra. One of my favorite story arcs of Larfleeze is when it's around Christmas time. And Larfleeze, he gets excited about Christmas because, when you're an Orange Lantern, you're greed. It represents greed. And that's their oath. When they even do the Orange Lantern oath, is what's mine's, mine's, mine. So he makes a list because he finds out that there's a big guy that comes down your chimney and he gives you stuff. So he writes out his Christmas list only to find out that Santa Claus isn't real, and he goes crazy. And that catapults the Green Lanterns happen to stop him because he ends up finding out that Christmas is just kind of like a made-up holiday. It's a made-up thing. So Larfleeze, he's the only type of character you could do that stuff with. Shout out to Jeff John and Evan Squolts that created Larfleeze. This is a great character. I feel like he should be put in the Green Lantern series when they do it on HBO Max. I think when that series come out, I'm going to end up buying HBO Max again. But nothing right now really interests me on HBO Max. So yeah. You guys got anything on Larfleeze, Agent Orange?
That was a good pick.
You good? You got nothing to say, Derek? That's cool. You should read. Read it. You should read about Larfleeze. He very interesting.
I tell you what, man. My knowledge on DC starts and ends with most of Batman. I'm a more of a Marvel guy. I do know there are different colors of lanterns. I did have a comic book where it had a white lantern and a black lantern, and they were all fighting or something. That was years ago, but I don't know much about the lanterns or much about DC. I know a lot of the characters, but I don't have the knowledge you guys got on DC.
Queen 71, bats aren't rodents.
No, they're not. They're a very important part of the ecosystem.
I'm gonna tell you though.
She said you gotta be kidding me.
I don't know much about Larfleeze because he came a lot later.
Yeah, he did. He's new. 2009. Yeah, he's He said, looking forward to seeing the Green Lantern series, Brother Reed. Yeah, they not. They actually fall in the mammal category. Go ahead. You could. It's worth the Google. It's worth the Google. So we back to you, Derek. We back to you. Let's keep this thing going.
All right. Give me Copycat.
Another good pick.
I actually thought about picking Copycat. That was a good pick.
That was a good pick. Damn good pick.
Well, you guys can fill me in, fill in this blanks of anything I missed. Copycat. Real name Vanessa. And from what I've learned in the comics, she was married to Deadpool.
Yes, she was.
Yes, she was.
She way taller than you too. But go ahead.
Yeah. Wasn't Deadpool's girlfriend in the movie named Vanessa?
Yes. Good point. Another good point.
I thought so.
She was in. My bad. Okay, go ahead.
Rodents are you know what? I'll get back to that one. She was a mutant that possessed the power to shapeshift. Also, to retain their power, she could steal their power from just by touching them over a period of time. She was created by Fabian. I can never say these last names. Fabian Nicolazzi and Rob Liefeld. First appearance in New Mutants number 98 in December 90. As I said, she was married to Deadpool. I tried to find more information about her. I know that she had a questionable upbringing, meaning she was a how can I put this? She was a brothel worker, and that's the cleanest version that I can say. She worked in the brothel, so there's not. She was also, I think, she was also a mercenary too. She was with the Weapon X program, and maybe she had a run in or run across with Wolverine or Deathstrike, who I couldn't find that information. I looked. Also, I thought since she was in the Weapon X program, maybe she ran across Alpha Flight.
Well, no,
but
she was X-Force. She was in the first volume.
Go. Powers and abilities, Derek. Powers and abilities.
Her She had shape shifting ability like Mystique. The thing that separated her from Mystique was she can steal their powers too just by touching them. And the longer she touched the person she was stealing the powers, the longer that she had the power.
Yes. Also, to add on to what Derek is talking about with powers and abilities, there is a difference between her and Mystique. Mystique
Yes.
can not just turn into humanoids, Mystique can turn into animals. Copycat
Yes.
can't do that. And Copycat has to be near the person.
Yes.
At least within range to stay in that person's form. While Mystique doesn't have to do that. And hold on real quick, not to get off topic. Bats are not rodents. Differences. Bats only have one pup. Rodents have a large litter. Bats live up to 35 years. Mice and rats only live 1 to 2 years. Okay? There you got it. I gave you the facts. Go ahead. You got something on Copycat, Mac?
No, I'm good. You did a good job.
Thank you, brothers. Oh, and also bats can beat Darkseid over and over and over.
Oh, let's go to the next one, Mac. You're stupid. Derek is stupid.
Very much so.
Oh,
I was doing my dog, Ulysses Bloodstone.
okay. That's what you want. All right.
Yes, sir.
You forgetting? I'm used to putting your joint at the top.
How do you have it?
Yeah. Oh, here you go.
Why did you go with that picture? Why you?
Because I couldn't. Yo, bro, I couldn't find no good pictures of this man.
Who is that?
Bloodstone.
Bloodstone. Ulysses
This is
Bloodstone.
one of the first. So,
Yeah, he's a monster hunter. He was actually. So he comes from the Hulk universe.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a Black Ops. He's one of Fury's Black Ops Initiative fighters. I tell you, his powers are more immortality, regeneration, superhuman strength, speed, endurance, agility, durability, reflexes, heightened senses, invincible third eye on his forehead, and he has psychic powers. He first appeared in Marvel Presents #1, 1975, created by Ling Wein, Marv Wolfman, and John Warner. One of the things he made a lot of appearances in Hulk. As a matter of fact, the first time he appeared in Hulk was the Raging Hulk in 1977. But if y'all go back to some of the Marvel Monster series, like the Living Mummy, series like that he was in there. He was the hunter hunting those monsters in a lot of those old. Because you remember, Creep Show was one of Marvel's. That was one of their premier comics back in the day.
salute Snacks B. I see you. Salute Aminaz.
What up, Snacks? Right there.
She said, she said that's a terrible picture of blood.
Thank you.
Hey, look, y'all old school, right? I thought y'all would want the old school picture.
I wanted the one where he was shooting at Gatman. But this cool. I thought that was the coolest picture. I thought that's the one you was gonna go with. But it's cool.
And another thing too, Mac, I try to get like the wide versions of the pictures. A lot of the good pictures be like the vertical instead of the horizontal pictures. So yeah, man. And for y'all tuning in for the first time, man, make sure y'all subscribe.
So if y'all ever want to go look at some of where he comes from, go back to the original, like the Monster Hunter comics. back in the day, in the Marvel universe, those are he spent a lot of time in uh, those hit the Monster Hunters appeared in 1998, and what they made a comic about them in 1998. So you can see you can read a lot more about the Monster Hunters. And those are strictly it was called Marvel Universe. That was the name of those comics. Uh, what's his character on? He was hit by a meteorite. That's where he get his powers from. The meteorite landed on Earth in northern Vanaheim. It was controlled by an evil extra dimension entity called the Hellfire Helix, and that the Helix wanted to conquer the world. They went to go get well, he didn't get hit by meteorite. They went to go get the meteorite. His body absorbed. So that's where he get his powers from. He was one of the most successful mercenaries in the world. What's another big thing?
You talking about powers and abilities?
I told you his powers and abilities.
Oh, okay.
I told you where he got his powers and abilities.
Oh, okay.
He got it from a meteorite.
Oh, okay.
You know, he also had a sidekick.
What did he do?
Oh, you want me to say it again?
My bad, bro.
He had immortality, regeneration, superhuman strength, speed, endurance, agility, durability, reflexes, heightened senses. He had a third eye on his forehead that you couldn't see, and he had psychic powers.
Oh, okay. My bad.
You good, Jeff. He had a sidekick, Fat Cobra, who later became the immortal weapon. He was in the Savage Lands and the Monster Island, and you know they talk about Monster Island.
That's where I remember him from.
Yeah, he was in Monster Island. Is talked about a lot in the Deadpool comic. He fought the Mole people. He also fought. I can't say it.
Oh, yeah, he must be on your list.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. You got anything on him, Derek?
No. I never heard of this guy. He kind of looks like Kazar from that place in the Arctic, that prehistoric place in the Arctic. That's who I thought it was at first.
He looks like, to me, he looked like an older version, which I ain't gonna know because if y'all ain't DC, maybe Mac, because Mac kind of know.
What'd you say?
Mandy.
I can't hear you, bro.
You hear me?
I can hear you.
He looked like Commandy.
Oh.
An older version.
Yeah.
That's who he looks
very
like.
Very older. But I throw up on this. If y'all want to know more, see some of his abilities. Y'all remember Franken Castle?
Yeah.
He's in that comic.
Okay. So salute, Snacks B. Thanks, man. Thanks for the sub.
One for JJ.
Come on through, Snacks.
That's my guy. That's my New York brother right there, man.
Yeah, I know. I ain't seen Snacks around in a minute.
So I guess it's my turn.
Yes, sir.
This is my turn. So for my next pick, and Matt got a little mad at me when we was talking on the phone, but I had to have Tombstone, Lonnie Lincoln, because he's from Harlem. He's from Harlem, and the backstory with him is he grew up in Harlem. Actually, he was from 7th Ave. Reminds me of somebody I know. And he grew up with Robbie that works in the Daily Bugle with Peter Parker. And when they were younger, he witnessed Lonnie or Tombstone do a crime, and Robbie covered it up for him years. And Robbie ended up leaving New York. He ended up leaving Harlem, going to Philadelphia, and working for before he started working back in his hometown in the Daily Bugle. So what ends up happening is Lonnie ends up coming back and threatening Robbie. Robbie says that he's not going to say anything, but he's being pressed by Spider-Man, and Spider-Man tells him, like, yo, you need to do the right thing. And basically, they both end up going down for it because he has a tape recording, and he ends up basically going to jail, Robbie and Tombstone. While they're in jail, Tombstone still has a lot of power and a lot of leeway, even in the jail system. So they end up in the same jail. So he ends up, basically interrogating Robbie there. So as Robbie interrogates him and stuff like that, Robbie ends up getting out. They both end up getting out. A mutagen project ends up happening that Tombstone wants to steal. He ends up getting endowed in the chemicals, in the gas. He didn't have no powers at first. That ends up giving him his powers. And now he has super strength and nearly impenetrable skin. He damn near is close to Luke Cage. So basically, Robbie ends up getting off. Tombstone stops basically harassing him after he gets his powers, because he's happy now. He goes from a small-time villain to a top guy. And his skin was always like that in the comic books. He was even though he was black, he was an albino. He just didn't have powers at first. So yeah, that's the backstory with Tombstone. Anybody got anything on that? Derek Gaines. This is Marvel. Derek Gaines. This is what you wanted.
Didn't he go up against Kingpin?
Yes. They always fought for position in New York.
Yeah,
he got it. Yeah. At first, he wasn't like that until he got doused by the gas and his skin got hard, and that was the change to where he wanted to be small time to big time. They
put him in the Luke Cage show.
Yeah,
they had an albino in the Luke Cage series who has some kind of super strength and everything. And he was a gang leader.
You talking about the guy that they did voodoo on to give him his powers?
Yeah.
That's not Tombstone.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not that can't.
That's not Tombstone.
But my thing with the series, if they were gonna put him in the series, he really was a Spider-Man and Daredevil.
Yes, Spider-Man and Daredevil.
He made appearances in Luke Cage. Like in the comic here, because they're both from Harlem. It wasn't like he went at Spider-Man and did, especially Spider-Man. So
I'll tell you this: the last storyline I read with Tombstone in it, and I told you over the phone, was when they kidnapped. Well, she went missing. He didn't kidnap her, but that man went through just terrorizing, trying to find out what happened to Mary Jane. But to come to find out, she was in a whole nother alternate plane universe, because that's when she ended up leaving them, got married, when she came back and had kids. Come to find out, those kids was adopted. It was kids that they saved, and he was hurt that he left. That's when he ended up getting with Black Cat. But in this comic, Spider-Man beat up the Avengers. He went, beat up Kingpin men and his dudes. He ended up beating up Tombstone's men. Tombstone ended up beating up Spider-Man and capturing him. But Spider-Man wanted to get captured because he was trying to get information on where Mary Jane was. And in that process, Kingpin and Tombstone actually fought. And Kingpin, man, he really showed King. He showed Tombstone showed Kingpin. You really ain't nothing on strength and all that. But it was a dope.
You know what's crazy is because Kingpin can scrap.
He can.
Yeah, he can.
But he ain't. He ain't Tombstone.
Spider sense is tingling.
No lie, Tombstone is actually one of my favorite villains in the Spider-Verse. But it comes from, you know, he's been in Spider-Man for years. I mean years. This ain't no new. This is not a new villain at all. Far from it. This is a matter of fact. What was his first comic book?
His first appearance was in
1988.
March.
Yeah.
Web of Spiders, 36.
And I just told you that yesterday.
That's crazy because, yeah, that basically was that comic. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
And that was
Salute Soul Power, man. Good to see you, champ. I ain't see you in a while.
salute.
He said they talking about Tombstone's flat top. Yeah, he got a uptown flat top from Harlem. What you want me to do?
Uptown Fate.
Yeah, but you of course it was gonna be sharp. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Shout out to Lonnie Lincoln, man. Very interesting. I always remember him as a kid. I read him in a couple comics, but really I loved him on the Spider-Man show. They kind of kept that same storyline, you know, in the show. Not all the way, but they kind of kept it. So we back to you, Derek.
All right. I think you pronounce his name Anas, the Untouchable.
Unis the Untouchable.
Unis the Untouchable. This guy first appeared in X-Men number 8 in 1964. He has a force field that covers his entire body. He could deflect any attack, any attack thrown at him, including telepathy. I couldn't find much on him besides he's in and out of storylines. He was born a mutant, so that's how he got his powers, I do believe. His whole name was too hard for me to even say.
Enunciation.
Thank you, my friend.
It's Italian.
Yeah, I looked at that like, how you say that?
He's from Milan.
He's from where?
He's from Milan, from Italy.
His force field, after battling he got into a fight with the Hulk, and his force field, he lost control of his force field, and it started to suffocate him. They thought he died. He came back, and other issues. As of right now, I don't know if he's reappearing in a storyline, but this guy's a hardcore villain. He went up and he's one of these villains that goes up against the X-Men. That's how he made his first appearance in the X-Men comics.
Sorry, Derek. Shawa wants
Yes,
to know what his powers are again. He was asking a question. Salute, Jarek Green. Good to see you, bro.
Yeah, his powers are he has a living force field that can deflect any attack, including telepathy. So if you shoot a rocket at him, or if you have some kind of blast out of your hand, energy blast, he can deflect that. He's basically untouchable. And the only person that really defeated him was himself because he lost control of his force field. He couldn't control it.
You know what was crazy was
Queen, I picked him.
Yeah. Everybody picked their own picks, Queen. I didn't force anybody to do anything, and we all picked different characters. That was the beautiful thing about it. It wasn't one of those things this time where we ended up getting the same one. So all of this is organic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and that was a great pick. One thing that you didn't mention though.
Yes, sir.
I was just gonna say something, man.
I'll let you take it and then I'll tell you mine.
I was gonna say he was rocking out with Magneto for a little bit, but
yes, he was.
That part that you said, him losing control of his powers, Magneto and Professor X had to end up teaming up together with their squads to try to stop him. He's very powerful, very powerful.
But what y'all didn't mention.
Go ahead. That's all I wanted to point.
See, when Derek was trying to say his name, you should have just said his American name. Because when he came to America, he changed his name to Gunther Bane and became a wrestler. And one of the reasons that he ended up turning bad was when Beast left the X-Men, Beast became a wrestler and Beast beat him in a match.
So he got mad at the Beast and this turned rogue.
He got mad at the Beast and was fighting Beast. And that's how he became a villain.
That's something. I must have missed that.
I don't know how you missed that. But yeah,
I must have missed it.
I'm surprised Act didn't get that.
You know why? Because I remember the comic where Derek was kind of talking about where he ended up losing control and Magneto and all of them had the band against him. That's the one that I remember him from. But good pick, man. Good pick.
Thank you, brothers.
You know, I ain't gonna lie. That's why I told you when you first jumped on, we started backstage. I was like, I gotta admit, you had some good picks, and you said you couldn't do it. You thought you couldn't do it. Look, doing good already.
Well, you know, they so like I said, some of them I knew about. And some like this one, I don't remember him, but I kind of, because you know, been reading comics for years, so it could have popped up in an issue that I read or something. I started to get my encyclopedia out. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do this.
Yes, sir. Good pick, Mac. We back on you, man. Soul Power say y'all brothers know y'all stuff. Yeah, man. And let me tell you, man. Me and Matt, and Derek, sometimes we chop it up together, sometimes separately. You know, it's a task, man, to try to come up with stuff and keep this stuff going. But you know, I appreciate these guys. Mac, who you want next, brother?
Man, give me brother. Dr. Jericho Drum.
Dr. Voodoo.
Brother Voodoo.
Well, I mean,
either or.
That's what I was gonna say. I know him as Dr. Voodoo.
His first appearance was in Strange Tales, numbers 169. Brother Voodoo. He was created by Stan Lee, Lee Wynn, and John Romita Sr.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And you know, at one point he replaced Doctor Strange as the Sorcerer Supreme in the New Avengers. But that's another story. One of the things about Dr. Voodoo, why he's one of my favorite villains, he was a lot of people don't remember him, but he was one of the main protagonists in Black Panther comics. But whenever they bring up Black Panther, they always talk about Claw or Killmonger. They don't ever really bring up Dr. Voodoo. And I'm not gonna lie, when they did the Black Panther movie, I was hoping they put Voodoo in that movie because Voodoo was cold. He was the Sorcerer Supreme at one point. He was even when he at one point he was good. He was a agent of Shield. He was on the Avengers Unity division, and you remember I talked about Avengers Unity with the Black Hulk on the last episode. He was a part of the New Avengers. He was also a part of the Paranormal Containment Unit. But before he was a superhero or a good guy, he was giving Black Panther the business.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He was. Hey, when I tell y'all,
favorite character, he gave the business to.
Yes, on a regular basis. That was one of Black Panther's hardest villains. And I think that's probably one of the reasons they turned him good. But before he was good, he was man safe. He used to give Doctor Strange the business too. His powers, extensive mythical knowledge, superhuman strength, spirit possession, fire manipulation, immunity to fire, ability to generate mystic smoke to conceal his location, ability to command living things through hypnosis, ability to summon the spirits of his evil twin brother, the ability to speak to Loa, the spirit Loa. That's also another villain on another episode. He has a medallion that enhances his ability to tap into Loa. That's that medallion across his neck. That was in the picture if you're looking at it. And Sorcerer Supreme that bears the Eye of Agamotto. And he also had the Cloak of Levitation, which is what he has on right there, which is what Doctor Strange has. So, yeah, this is a Voodoo is a
this was a good pick.
Yeah.
Good pick.
He also has his own comics, but they old. I don't even think they have them much anymore. But if y'all ever want to go read like his Interception and all that, go get Strange Tales and look up Brother Voodoo. He's a Haitian, by the way.
If they ever do another Doctor Strange movie, they should put him in it.
No,
I actually would rather see him in Black Panther.
I was just about to say it. He's more.
Black
he is, bro.
He made. Mac is right. That's the comment that I remember him.
He made more appearances in Black Panther than anything else. His original, like, yeah, he was originally in other things, but bro, when they came up with the idea for Black Panther, like putting them two together and going at each other was one of the biggest things. And he was in multiple Black Panther comics, multiple, not just one, multiple. And they stayed going at it. Like, that's why I said when they did a Black Panther movie, I was hoping that Voodoo was in it. I wanted to see Voodoo more than I wanted to see Killmonger. Now, don't get it wrong. For the time's sake and the social weather of everything that's going on, Killmonger was the best one to do. But as far as Black Panther going his story arc, man, I'd rather have Voodoo all day and $1.
Shaw said, was Vixen in the Black Panthers? Nah, that's DC.
Yeah, that's DC. That's DC.
That would have been dope, though. A crossover comic. That would have been fire.
Don't think it can't happen.
Vixen is DC. This Marvel. Yeah. Vixen beat with the Justice League. And hey, look at your husband.
Y'all sitting right next to each other.
Oh man, I like y'all. Y'all gonna have me cracking up in this chat. Yo, salute to my big bro Drew Titan, man.
I asked Drew that question. Matter of fact, I want to ask Superboy Prime. Superboy Prime, since you in the chat, was Baron Zemo a known villain in the comic book world? I asked Drew like, yeah, I know who Baron Zemo is.
I told you I know Drew knew who. I told you Drew knew,
you said,
who he was. I said I don't know if Stormy might know who.
Yeah.
He said yes. Superboy Prime said yes.
I'm telling you, He's a known. That's a known. Baron Zemo is very known. Bro. But I understand why you don't know.
Didn't he lead the Thunderbolts in one time?
Yeah, yup.
Yeah.
Sure did. That was actually the comic that I was looking up. He was in there. So you got anything? That we ain't got nothing else on Voodoo?
No, I got nothing.
Voodoo, aka Dr. Voodoo. I knew you knew who he was, Reef. Reef, I knew I wasn't even gonna ask you, because you knew who Rom the Space Knight was. So I already know, Reef. We gotta get you on here one day. I gotta get you on here one day too, Reef. When we doing the comic talk.
I just texted him and told him that.
Cool. Oh, you got Reef number?
Yeah, I talked to Reef.
Okay. We gotta get him on here one day.
We talk all the time.
Okay. I'm going to my next pick. I'm gonna go to mine. Where am I at? Oh, right here. Martin Lee, Mr. Negative. He first appeared on Free Comics Day in the Amazing Spider-Man. Literally, he appeared on Free Comics Day in 2007. Amazing Spider-Man #1 when they revamped. So Martin Lee, he was being trafficked by a Chinese gangster, and basically that ship ended up getting intercepted by Silverman, and basically the people that was on that ship ended up being experimented on. Martin Lee was one of them, and Cloak and Dagger was another two people that ended up being experimented on. And basically, it gave them something called the Light Force once they were injected. And you see how Cloak and Dagger is. But Mr. Negative, he could do that on his own. The switch between being Martin Lee and Mr. Negative, which gives him sort of a grayish, bluish skin. And basically, he has superhuman strength and reflexes. He has a healing touch. He has mind control. When he touches a person, he can put them under his hypnosis. He can access advanced technology and secret laboratories. He's very smart. And he has the ability to switch. He can also supercharge his melee weapons. So he could supercharge a gun, a sword, and use it against his opposition. This is a fairly new character. I don't expect Derek Gaines and Mac to know about Mr. Negative like that. He was. Go ahead, Mac. I'm sorry for underestimating you, brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know why. Like it's some I don't know, but you gotta understand, Mr. Negative also fought the Punisher.
True.
One thing I do keep up with is Punisher. Punisher, Ghost Rider, and I'm not. Y'all, just for a update, I didn't want to do a Ghost Rider villain this time because I'm always talking about Ghost Rider. So I wanted to do an episode where I didn't speak on Ghost Rider. But yeah, I know who Mr. Negative is. I know who Martin Lee is. You do know he fought Venom as well.
Yes, I know. He fought Venom.
So I've seen that comic. I've also read Dark Reign comic. The Eddie Brock, the anti-Venom comic. But the biggest thing about Mr. Negative that I do remember, other than the comics, is he was the main protagonist in the Spider-Man video game on PlayStation.
Yes, he was. And they took from the story that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. It's the exact.
He acted like he was a good person and donating, feeding the poor and stuff like that. Yeah. Yep. That was a real storyline in the comic.
I remember. Because to be honest with you, after that, I'm like, damn, he fought Peter Parker. I don't remember him fighting Peter Parker, and I actually went and looked it up. And that's when I learned more about Mr. Negative. So yeah, I do know like just a lot of the new villains I don't know, but I do know he's one that I do.
You got anything on this, Derek? Derek, if you play Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man game, he was on there. He's pretty dope.
He reminds me of the purple guy.
Not Chasm.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Chasm is new though. Chasm is brand new, like within the last 2 years.
I remember reading him in the comics years ago. The guy, he looks like him, right? But he's purple and he can control people, actions and everything, put them under his spell. Again, I have to look it up. I do know he was in he was a Daredevil enemy. He was an enemy of Daredevil. Like I said, it's been a minute. I think he was also. I have to look it up. But I know he dressed like him, but his skin wasn't black like that. He was purple.
Purple Man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that was his name in the comics, Purple Man. He had the ability to control. He was a villain, like a small-time villain. He had the ability to control people and everything. Even he didn't have to be in their presence to control them. I guess he would hit them with that purple haze.
They're crazy. So let's go back to you, Derek, man. Let's go back.
I think his name is Zimyu. The living, Zimyu, the living Titan, also known
one of the first Hulk.
Yeah, also known as the original Hulk.
Yeah, Zimyu.
This guy, he is very, very, very powerful. He was exiled into space from his from crimes against the universe. His ship ran out of fuel and crash landed on Earth, where this guy found him face down, and he called him Hulk because he was like 11 feet tall and 1,000 pounds or whatever. I think also he is biomechanical, because the story talked about how he got recharged, and only thing he wanted to do is build a ship to get back home. But the ship that he was building would blow up the Earth, so he didn't do it. He first appeared in Journey into Mystery, number 16, in 1960, created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. His powers are
Sorry, I had to say.
Oh, you fine. His powers were telepathy, because he had no mouth to speak. He also had telekinesis, gas mimicry, superhuman strength, superhuman durability, and regeneration. He fought the immortal Hulk. He was also called a Hulk by the guy who found him after his shipwreck. His ship crashed on Earth 616. I haven't seen him. I've seen him in one comic. He was walking in the weird. He was walking in like some kind of wilderness, and he had to fight somebody, I forget, but he's a little known in the comics. He's a bad guy, but he's not really a bad guy. He was, like I said, he was sentenced for crimes against the universe. I don't know what crimes he committed, but I do know once he crashed the Earth, he never left.
Nah, he was a villain. He
was a villain.
He only became a superhero when he joined the Agents of Flash.
Mm-hmm. And another thing I just wanted to point out is his whole thing is it depends on how you look at it. He's one of those villains like that. Yeah, because him being exiled for the crimes that he committed, he ended up losing the rest of his race. Mm-hmm. So that's his whole thing. If you've seen him in the old She-Hulk comics, he was trying to get her pregnant and basically change the DNA of her body so he could create other versions like him, so he could repopulate his planet again. That's all he wants to do. He wants to reproduce and create his world again that is no longer there, and he no longer has that civilization no more. So it depends on how you look at it. Salute, Jimmy Bernard, man. Appreciate you, bro.
He said, how many Hawks are there in Marvel?
Man, I'm not counting.
I can't count. He has been in comics recently because this Immortal Hulk is one of the last good, well, maybe because it's probably one of the last recently good ones to come out. Starship Hulk ain't bad, though. But
I told you Starship Hulk wasn't bad. You finally read it. Yeah, I told you it was good.
Yeah, I gotta get it. I gotta get it now. My nephew got it.
It's still ongoing. I'm waiting for the new ones to come out so I can read them.
Let's see. There's
that series is dope. I love it.
He's very powerful. He can manipulate your mind. What's crazy about his telekinesis? You don't gotta have the what's that thing I'm thinking of? Cerebro on his head. He could be a very vast distance away from you.
Yeah.
And he could control your mind and make you think something there that's not.
The original, Shelley said, the picture looks like a Yeti. The original was brown. He kind of remind me of Sasquatch from Alpha Flight.
Yes.
And for some reason, they changed it to white. I don't know why, but they changed it to white.
He almost looked related to the Wendigo.
Yeah. I should have put him on my list.
The Wendigo almost looked like the Wendigo.
I love the Wendigo.
This was a good pick because I like Zamu's powers. He got a lot of powers. And they say that he's the first Hulk, not Tyrone Cash, man.
Yeah.
So I guess it's debatable.
Well, if you go by,
he was the first Hulk, but he wasn't called the Hulk back then.
Well, if you go by who came out first, that's who I would go by, the timeline.
Yeah, if you go by the timeline, you definitely got that.
And to answer the question, how many Hawks is it? At last count, I counted 7.
It's more than that.
You know, you got the Immortal Hulk, you got World Breaker Hulk, you got Savage Hulk, you got Joe Fixit, you got the Blue Hulk, you got the Red Hulk,
the Orange Hulk,
Orange Hulk,
Black Hulk, you got Weapon X Hulk. Weapon 8 Hulk. It's a lot more than
Yeah.
And then don't forget, even it's 2 Red Hulks. It's what was his girlfriend name? I can't think his girl. She became a Red Hulk too.
Betty?
Yeah, Betty Ross became a Red Hulk. It's a whole lot of She-Hulk, It's a lot of Hulk.
Yeah, you got what was his name? Scar. What did
Abomination.
yeah, the Abomination.
It's a lot of Hulk. They did a lot of that because they needed somebody for the Hulk.
Yeah. Not the same Bruce Banner. I think the Immortal Hulk, Worldbreaker Hulk, Savage Hulk, Joe Fixit, I think, and then the Orange Hulk, they were all Bruce Banner's psyches.
The Orange Hulk wasn't Blue Banner Psychic, was it?
There was one Hulk that Bruce created in his mind that got loose.
Yeah,
he didn't look like a Hulk. He looked like a monster.
Don't forget Maestro.
Yeah, you're right. And don't forget when the Hulk became the one of the Horsemen of Apocalypse.
Yes, sir. Anything else on this before we go?
No.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys, for always filling in the blanks.
Hold on, are we still doing 6 or 5?
Nah, we still doing 6.
All right, go to my next one. Prometheus.
Oh, I know about him.
I know about him too. But you know what's crazy? I was thinking that Mac was talking about the other one from Dark Horse comics.
No.
I didn't know he was talking about the Batman villain, but go ahead, Mac.
Yeah.
He has great
that's the wrong Prometheus I'm thinking about.
I was talking about Kurt Calhoun.
I'm thinking about the Prometheus from Marvel that made Wolverine cry.
The Prometheus from Marvel was a god. He was a Titan. That was a Greek god. So I'm talking about this Prometheus. Prometheus that stole the. He got his powers because he stole the promethium metal from Cord, and he appeared in Blue Beetle. His first appearance in Blue Beetle, 1986. Just so everybody knows. Kurt Calhoun. He was running with Dr. Alchemy. Dr. Alchemy hired him to steal some promethium from the Cord Inc. And when he stole the promethium, Blue Beetle ended up catching him. He ended up going to jail. Well, when he got out of jail, Cord ended up hiring him to come work for him. While he was there, Hybrid. I don't know if y'all know about the team known as Hybrid. They end up getting him to help steal that metal again. But when he stole the metal, it ended up encasing him inside that metal. On the way to the hospital is where he started developing his powers and breaking out. Kind of blew up the ambulance and everything. And he ended up getting his powers, and that's when he appeared in Teen Titans, where he was fighting Teen Titans and Raven. Then he appeared in Justice League. But then he started appearing in the Batman comics, and man,
that's where I remember him from. I remember him being basically kind of having an opposite backstory of Batman, where his parents were criminals, but they were rich, and the police were looking for his parents, and they ended up gunning them down or whatever. And he kind of had gadgets. And he was able to see how your fight style was by putting a disc in his helmet. He was I ain't gonna lie, he might have been the coolest bad guy on this list because he was like mirror opposite of Batman. Like Batman's parents was good and they was helping people out and stuff. His parents was rich off of crime, and the police ended up catching him slipping, so he kind of turned to crime that way and developed his skills in fighting and stuff. So he basically is the opposite of Batman.
Yeah.
So
do you know in that first comic where he was with Batman, they had Stephen Hawkins in that comic?
Nah, I didn't know. I didn't realize.
So, in that comic, Batman sabotaged Prometheus' helmet, right? And Prometheus had to override the information that Batman sabotaged, and he uploaded his combat skills and his physical skills with data coordinating with Professor Stephen Hawking.
Okay, shoot.
Right, hot stuff that make people say rewind that.
Just a little thing. His abilities. Let me get to his abilities. So Prometheus had peak human physique, mental conditioning, highly skilled hand-to-hand combat, martial arts, expert in using various weapons, cybernetic implants, and a helmet of armor. I think that's where he got his physical attributes from. But I think the Prometheum is why he had that cybernetic implant in that incident. And he got the name and kind of was based off of the Greek god.
Yes, sir. You got anything on that, Derek? Mac, you know you still got 2 more, right?
Because it's 6, yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure you knew that.
I want to throw you a bone. Yeah. No, I'm going to throw him a bone. So, Kurt Calhoun was the main protagonist in the Blue Beetles Justice League Teen Titans.
Yes,
but
yes.
Chad Graham was the other version of Prometheus, but he was a copycat. And he was the one that was fighting Batman. Just so you know. And you know, even Chad Graham, they had him on the TV show Arrow. And Arrow almost killed him, but Hush, who I talked about earlier on my list, actually saved him. So I just wanted to throw that in there just so y'all know this is actually a good film.
Yeah, I gotta give you that.
About it.
And he got to me salute to my bro Joe Townsend, man, always showing love and support, man. Always showing love.
Let's go, bub.
That's my man's. I see you, bro. And I think maybe out of all of them, even though it's simple and it's similar to Batman, I think this out of all our picks. So well, we still got to go. This is one of the best backstories. I like that whole thing, how they reversed it. I like him he was villain to other people, but I remember him from the Batman comics, the newer Batman comics. But good pick, man.
We've been here for a while. And just one more bone before you go on yours, and this one you'll like, and you might want to go read this comic. Do you remember the Justice League Power Ranger crossover?
Nah, I don't remember that.
So they do have a Justice League Mighty Morphin Power Ranger crossover comic. And in that comic, Billy, the Blue Ranger, he temporarily wielded Prometheus' armor.
Oh, okay.
So just go check that out.
Yes, sir. So my next pick.
Oh, and I appreciate that pick. You got the right one.
Nah, actually, I picked the wrong one at first. I picked the Dark Horse one. That's why I had to hit you up while you was on Drew's show. I was like, dag, I forgot there's 2 of them. I'm thinking of that one, but Arthur Lee Rathaway, the Pied Piper, who first appeared in Flash 1959. Actually, I'm reading the Flash right now in chronological order. This is what I mean. Yeah.
Wasn't he in the Arrow comics too?
Yeah, but he's really a Flash bad guy.
I know, but I just
you're right though. You're right. He was
Green Arrow.
He's in there once or twice, but he's mainly a Flash bad guy.
Yeah.
Created by John Boom and Carmine Infinito. He was born you know, Rathaway, he was born deaf, and he basically received hearing implants that were really created by Dr. Will Magnus, and that granted his ability to be able to hear because he was born deaf. So he kind of became obsessed with sound once he was able to hear, and he got the hearing implant, and they did the procedure. He started experimenting with sound technology. Rathaway eventually invented a technical hypnosis type of music sound and paired it with the flute. He got bored of his regular lifestyle and started turning to crime, and that's when he ran into Barry Allen, the Flag. So his ability, his genius level in intellect, he has advanced hearing, he has sound manipulation, he's a master musician, and utilized hypnotic flute. So he could bend anything to his will through the sound of music. He's actually a really good bad guy on the low, and this is the part that I'm up to in my chronological order reading. I was telling Matt, I'm reading the old Flash. I haven't been reading no 2000, no 19. All the comics I've been reading lately been 1940, way before my mom's time. You know what I mean? I'm there right now with my comics. I'm not reading nothing new. You got anything on him, Mac?
No, I don't. That was a dope one. I not gonna lie, I forgot about it. But when you put him on that list, I'm like, Pied Piper, why do I know that name? I done seen him somewhere. And I said, Green Arrow. And then I'm like, no. And I had to really think and try to remember who he was. But he was in the Green Arrow, and you're right, he was a Flash villain. He was from the older comics. Who drew him?
I think the illustrator was Carmine Infinito.
Carmine. Okay. Carmine probably, did he write him or did he draw him?
No, he drew him.
Oh, Carmine drew him?
Nah, he was the artist, yeah.
Okay.
Nah, John Broome, he's the one that was the writer.
Okay, yeah. No.
Derek, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to have to send you some DC. Your birthday in December. Your birthday next month. I know what I'm
December 1st.
It's gonna be a DC comic. It's gonna get you. It's gonna bring you back to the light. You know
well, I'll read it. You know I will.
We're gonna bring you back to the light. I just know you don't want no Superman comic.
No, I was a big Teen Titans fan, man, back in the day. I used to read all their comics, and that's all I used to read back in the day. That was when Rum the Space Knight was out.
Yes, sir. Who you want? Who you want next?
Dread Knight.
This was the only good picture I could find.
Yep. Dread Knight. His real name was Bryn Velsing. He was a scientist in Liberia. Did I say that right? Dr. Doom's country. He worked under Dr. Doom.
Liberia.
You got to remember, Liberia is actually a real country.
Yep.
Liberia.
You know, Marvel uses real. You know, they use real places. I give them that. Probably outside Congo.
Yeah. Because they use a lot of New York.
Those be real blocks.
Hey, just for a few, just so you know, you remember last year when Liberia had, not last year, but a couple of years ago when they had the slave trafficking. That's the country that Dr. Doom took over, because in real life, Liberia didn't have a ruler or a dictator or whatever. This is still going on now. And when somebody actually took over, I can't say that on the channel, but yeah, we did. And they still don't have nobody running their country right now. So this is kind of a perfect situation for them to make Dr. Doom the leader of Liberia, and he loves his people.
Yeah, he do. Yeah, he do.
One thing about Marvel is real. Always have been a social climate, and they use that in their comic books a lot.
Yes, they do. A lot.
Yes, sir.
That's how we got Black Panther. He was a scientist that worked for Doctor Doom. He got tired of Doctor Doom's scheme, and he rebelled against Doctor Doom. So Doctor Doom took the mask he's wearing and had it permanently sealed to his face. And after that, he left Doctor Doom, and he became a minion for the Mandarin. The horse that he rode was a winged horse named Nightwing. I think it was the same horse that what's his name, the Black Knight from the Avengers, Black Knight rode. Because during my research, he went to the Black Knight's castle. They built this character to be a enemy of Iron Man. He has super intelligence, not on Tony Stark level or Doctor Doom level, but he was smart. He first appeared in Iron Man 101 in August 1977. He was created by Bill Mantello and George Touche. I think it's Touche. There's really not much on him that I saw, besides that he worked for Doctor Doom. He broke from Doctor Doom and he went to work for the Mandarin. If you know anything about the Mandarin, he was one of Iron Man's chief nemesis. And that's it that I could find on Dread Knight. You guys got anything?
Did you state any powers or abilities, brother?
He was just smart.
Oh, okay.
He was just smart. He didn't have Tony Stark level or Reed Richards or Doctor Doom level, but he worked as a scientist for Doctor Doom. Basically, he probably just did everything Doctor Doom didn't want to do.
Didn't he have superhuman strength?
I'm sorry, Matt.
Didn't he have superhuman strength?
Yes. I remember reading that. I'm sorry. Thank you. I remember reading that. I think it was augmented by his intelligence, because in that mask he's wearing, like I said, it was sealed to his face by Dr. Doom himself, so he could never take it off. So he has superhuman strength, superhuman intelligence, but not on Reed Richards or Dr. Doom on Tony Stark level, but he was smart enough to become a nemesis of Iron Man. What threw me off about the name, I thought for a minute it was Dreadnought. Dreadnought. I think that's one of those giant robots that always fought Iron Man. I think those were created by Dr. Doom. I think. I'm not sure. That's what threw me off about the name. So I thought it was Dreadnought, but it's Dread Knight.
Yes, sir.
He got kind of a Grim Reaper vibe to it, you know?
Yeah, he does. Definitely does. So We ain't got nothing else on it. I really don't know. It's probably the first character that everybody brought up that I really don't know anything about. So I gotta give you credit on this one. Gotta give you credit.
Well, I tried to find some of them that I was familiar with. This is one of them that I wasn't familiar with. I never read him in the comics. I never seen him. I don't know anything about this guy.
Let's go.
My last pick, I'm familiar with. I've seen him in the comics before. My last one.
Back. Let's go to your next one, brother.
You gotta go to my dog. You gotta go to my dog. Akihiro. I know a lot of people. That's why I'm saying his alias, because ain't nobody gonna know who I'm talking about. But it's Akihiro. He's the son. He's the son of no.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. I ain't gonna lie. I only read him in a couple of joints. My bad. You right.
What? How you on it? That's the son of Itsu and Wolverine.
Yeah. I know.
I was like, man, that's the. If I actually have his #1 comic, he's the Dark Wolverine. He only has 2 claws, not 3 like his dad, but he has just about all the same abilities of his dad. He has the skill. He has martial arts skills, regenerative healing, retractive claws, enhanced senses like animal. He actually has pheromone manipulation, superhuman strength, speed, stamina, agility, reflexes, endurance, durability, fire and hellfire. He can generate fire and hellfire. He has a motorcycle that he uses actually enhanced with things. He has mystical chain projection, seeing perception, and supernatural awareness. Like, he's different. He's actually stronger than his father. He actually killed his father in one of the comics. I know a lot of people probably know him from being a part of the Dark Avengers and the Dark X-Men. He was a member of the Horsemen of Death, X Factor, the Marauders, Alpha Flight. He was also with Magneto and the Brotherhood of Mutants. He was Hellverine. One thing about Dakin,
he forgetting somebody important. Don't forget about Romulus manipulating him. Romulus, shit. Got me cursing on here, man.
I'm sorry.
We gotta put Romulus in there.
Well, yeah, he was raised by Romulus.
There you go.
He was raised by Romulus to become a ruthless killer. But I hadn't even got there yet. He wasn't gonna let me tell the story. I'm just going down through here. I haven't even got to when he first appeared. None of that. That just jumped right ahead.
My bad.
Romulus. I hadn't even got. He first appeared in Wolverine Origin #10. Be honest with you, this actually came out. This is one of those newer comics that came out, and when they came out with Dakin, it was a refresher. He was one of the things that brought me, like, I had stopped reading comics for a long time, and Dakin was actually one of the ones that brought me back. I was in the half-off bookstore looking for a new book to read, and I just decided to go to the comic book section, and I seen Dark Wolverine. I'm like, Dark Wolverine? What's this? Grabbed it, and I started reading it. I said, Dakin? Who the hell is Dakin? Then now it sent me down a rabbit hole to where I had to find out who he was. And I started digging and finding out that he was Wolverine's son, and when he appeared, I ran across the comic that I ran across that really made me interested in who this kid was when he fought the Punisher. The Punisher was giving him the business, but he was also still Wolverine's son, still regenerating everything. All them guns the Punisher had didn't do nothing. He went and he killed the Punisher. But Morbius went and got the Punisher and brought him back to life, and Morbius gave him his amulet and built him a suit. This wasn't Frankencastle, but it was something almost like Frankencastle. This was before he made Frankencastle, but he kind of brought him back to life, and he went back to fight Dakin, and they had a massive war. Wolverine got involved, and Wolverine told Frank, he said, "Look, I know my son is a villain, and he killed a lot of people, but he's still my son. And if you harm my son, I'm gonna kill you." And when he Punisher he blew Dakin up. He didn't kill him, but he blew him up. And Wolverine got involved and got the beating up Punisher. Dakin healed and got back in, and now it was Wolverine and Dakin both fighting the Punisher. That was one of my favorite storylines of Punisher versus Dakin. And they have a lot of history. The Punisher have history with Dakin. Wolverine has history with Dakin. Man, these are great stories. One thing, Act wanted me to bring up Romulus. So when Romulus, we did say that he did raise him. But one thing that I didn't mention is that Romulus sent to kill the Winter Soldier to kill Itzu. Itzu was the love interest of Wolverine at the time. And that's how he came across.
There you go. That's the storyline I was talking about.
Yeah, and that's when he got Dakin, and he raised Dakin. And he raised him to become a killer. And that's when Dakin became evil. He ended up getting on the good side when S.H.I.E.L.D. got a hold of him. And he disguised himself he decided to himself as a member of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they knew who he was and they got him. And that's kind of where it went. He ended up becoming a Dark Avenger, and he went down through there. He fought Deadpool. Man, Dakin is an actual. He's dope. He actually has his own comics too. So.
Good pick. Like Mac said, with the whole, I didn't want to spoil it. Sorry, Queen. She said, "Wow, Act. Let Mac tell the story." And then Brother Reese said, "I gotta check these stories out. You should." Romulus basically framed Wolverine, so he's like on a path to try to, kind of murder Wolverine because he doesn't know the real story. Romulus raised him, like Mac said, so he doesn't know. It gets so real that he's obsessed with taking down his father. That Muramasa blade that's broken, he finds the fragments of it, and he wants it imbued in his claws. Because if you know about the Muramasa blade cuts off anybody that has a healing factor, and they're not able to regenerate. That goes for the Hulk. That goes for Deadpool. And these are some of the people with the most craziest healing factors. That goes for Sabretooth. Sabretooth actually got taken out by, which is a story we need to cover.
Is that you talking about Wolverine's revenge?
That's the story we need to cover. That got Romulus in it, and Romulus should have probably been on this list too. Romulus should have probably been on this list too, because I don't think people know who he is. But good pick. And then there's another story arc that I'm surprised Mac didn't bring up. Where
but see, with him, it's so much to talk about.
Well, Hulk's son Scar is looking for Bruce. Dakin at that time is looking for Wolverine, so they end up pairing together, and they basically want to murk their fathers, which is crazy. It's a great that storyline is a good one, Reef. It's the Scar Hulk storyline, but the book comics about his son. That's a good one. That's all I had to say on that, man. Derek, you ain't got nothing on this.
No, sir. I need to read it though.
Smoke. He said, "I don't want no smoke."
I need to read it. It sounds like a good storyline.
Say, man, Dakin is Hey, it don't matter if you read his own story arc with his own comics. If you want to read the story with him and Wolverine, the ones with him and Punisher, man, he has a great story. He single-handedly brought me back to comics. Like when I, you know how you get older and you kind of think you too old for certain things.
Yeah.
You know how I was, and man, I was just in a bookstore getting me a book. I saw that, and when I read it, it just it 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 revitalized and re-sparked that interest back in comics. He did that.
Yeah, I know the feeling, man. I had that spark around the age of apocalypse, man. That brought me back. Then I went away for a little while, came back for Legion Quest, and then went away for a little while, came back during the Onslaught storyline. So I know what you're saying.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go to my next pick. Mirror Master. He was drawn by the same people that drew the Bob Piper. He appeared in Flash 105, 1959 on my birthday, March the 1st. And basically Mirror Master, Samuel Joseph Schroeder, was basically a convicted felon. He worked in this plant where they made mirrors, and they would put the paste on the mirrors. And one day they had I think they had the wrong chemicals there, and they did a recall on making the mirrors in the prison. And as he was getting to throw away the mirrors because they were contaminated with the chemicals they don't normally use, he seen that the image held the guard that told him to throw it away, the CEO's image, for a very long time. So he thought in his mind, if I could apply this once I get out of jail, I could be successful. So basically, he ended up keeping the chemicals and finding out where those chemicals is from, and he was able to manipulate and make 3D images that could hold for long periods of time. So say he took a picture of you or held a picture of you, he will be able to take that picture and make a three-dimensional version of it. His powers are basically various powers over mirrors, including the ability to travel through them and trap others within the mirror. And basically glass transmanipulation. So those are his powers. Mirror Master snuck into the Batcave once and got information on how to take on the Justice. So Mirror Master is very formidable foe. He gave the Flash all type of problems. And I think that this is a very dope character to read about. Anybody got anything on Mirror Master, Mac, or Derek Games?
I know him from the Justice League cartoon that he appeared in. Other than that, I don't know anything about him.
I don't got nothing on him, but I do want to nothing to add that you already didn't. But I do want to say this: the storyline. I think that's the story we need to cover for the channel.
Oh, what? The one where Batman takes down the whole Justice League. Tay, where you at? We gonna say it again. Storyline where Batman.
That's called
Which time?
Batman Doom or something.
He said which time? That's sad.
Multiple
That's
times.
sad. That's sad. That's sad. Yeah, that I guess. Yeah. Shawa said that's interesting. Yeah, he has a very story. Mirror Master, very interesting character. I said the second best rogues gallery in DC goes to the Flash. Flash has the second best group of bad guys.
You think so? Let's see.
Yes,
New
DC. Yes.
Master, Doctor
No,
Cool,
Captain Cole. No, Captain Cole, Weather Wizard.
Weather Wizard,
I
the
could.
Reverse Flash.
He don't even really. He's a special bad guy. I don't even really count him in there. Firefly. That's really
Okay,
his bad guy.
I
Shoot.
remember Firefly.
Yeah, he got the second best roles gallery, man.
I tell you what, if it wasn't for that Flash Netflix show, or it's on Netflix now, with that Flash TV series, I would not have any knowledge of his enemies.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he got a lot. Second best,
'Cause,
definitely second best roles gallery in DC. And as far as Marvel, the best roles gallery, Spider-Man hands down.
yeah, Spider Man. Yeah,
It's a Spider-Man or X-Men.
I like. I don't know. I just
he
like.
got Captain America too.
Nah, Captain America don't have that.
Hey,
name.
nah, you know what, Mac? I don't disagree with you as far as if X-Men is up there too, but I'm gonna go with Spider-Man's bad.
Spider-Man have more of my favorite villains. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah,
you gotta throw it up there with X-Men because you got Magneto, Onslaught, you got
Juggernaut.
Apocalypse, you got Mister Sinister, you got the
yeah.
Sentry.
The X Men had all the tough ones.
Yeah, they fought
Yeah, 'cause
Thanos too.
it's a million of them. Spider-Man work alone.
You had Pyro, you had man.
Hybrid.
Now we just talking about the villain arc.
Yeah, Hybrid. He was a cross between the dare race and the human that came about in around the Space Knight that we were talking about that one day. He became a major villain for the X-Men.
Sure. So let's keep it pushing. I still gonna say Spider-Man got the best work. I love his work. Like I just feel like his villains pop out at you more. Like Doc Ock, you know what I mean? Like with those tentacles, the lizard, Kurt Connors, and even the storylines with how he struggles like Doc Connors. Doc Connors was once he's also a friend and a teacher and a mentor to him, but he still has to, you know. And then I could say that with like somebody like the Juggernaut with Charles, that being his half brother. I guess it goes with preference. But we back to you, Derek.
All right. Yeah, this is my last one. This is Tiger Shark.
Man, I got a versus. King Shark versus Tiger Shark. Go ahead. Go ahead. He just gave me a versus.
Yep.
Down the way versus Tiger Shark.
Todd Arliss was a record-breaking Olympic swimmer after Dr. Dorcas experimented with genetic engineering. With genetic engineering process, he became amphibious with human and Atlantean DNA. I think the Atlantean DNA was Nemours DNA, and with a tiger shark itself. Created by Ray Thomas and artist by John Buscema. He first appeared in Namor the Submariner and Namor the Submariner issue number 5 in September in 1968. He had superhuman speed, agility, strength. Of course, he could swim really fast. He was basically an anti-Namor, I don't know any of his affiliations, but I do know that he ran up against Namor a lot, especially when Namor was with the Avengers. Uh, Again, superhuman speed, strength, ability. Of course, he had the teeth and everything of a real live tiger shark, and they created him to be a nemesis specifically for Namor, the Submariner. Uh, and that's how I really had on him. How he became his superhuman strength, ability, regeneration. Um, that's just basically it.
You got anything on him, Mac?
I don't.
I don't either. I do remember him from Submariner. I do remember that, but I gotta read it again. I read that a real long time ago. But you did give me an idea for a versus.
Yep. And that's
So
a good verse.
you on that. Not about Tiger Shark. So
Tiger Shark against King Shark.
Against King Shark, or like we call King Shark by his real name, Nanaway. No, he got a Hawaiian name. He's Hawaiian. That's cool. We could do that.
Yeah, I think I remember reading about him in the comics decades ago. I could say decades now because I'll be 55 on the 1st. So I remember reading about him decades ago, and that it popped out into my mind. I forget the crew he used to run with. I was gonna say he ran with the Wrecking Crew, but I don't think so. I don't think he ran with the Wrecking Crew.
He didn't run with the Wrecking Crew. I know the members of the Wrecking Crew. I don't
think he ran with the Wrecking Crew.
I don't ever remember. You got to remember the members of the Wrecking Crew was just real strong, and they didn't have no major ability like that. They had a couple that did, but he was. I don't ever remember him being a member of the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, I think he was all by himself. They created him to be a nemesis for Namor, the Submariner. But that's all I got on him.
Yes, sir.
Lost in the annals of Marvel.
You ready?
Let's go to yours, Mac. Here we winding down.
Give me he who limbs shatters mountain, and whose back scrapes the sun. Y'all know I gotta be animated. Bing, bang, boom. If you don't know him, I don't know why you don't. Because he did make.
I know.
He did make comic books top 100 villains. But the reason I did bring him up because a lot of people don't talk about him. It's like he's forgotten. And Fing Fang Foom is hands down.
I'm surprised I knew about him.
Yeah,
that's an old school villain right there.
He ran up against Iron Man a couple of times.
A lot.
He ran across. Man, say, we gonna get to it. Man, look.
Yeah, go ahead, Mac. Do you think
he made his first appearance in Strange Tales number 89 in 1961? Jack Kirby and Stan Lee are responsible for Fing Fang Foom. Jack Kirby drew him, Stan Lee wrote him. One of the great things about his character art is that he made so many appearances across all of comic books. I'm gonna throw something at Act that I don't think Act knew. Act, did you know he was in a crossover comic and he fought the Avengers and Justice League?
No, I didn't. I still need to get that book. That's the
number one Justice League Avengers crossover. The number one. So he's the villain in that comic book. But yeah, he fought Iron Man in the Legion of Night series. He fought Iron Man in Return of Iron Man. He was also in He made an appearance in Astonishing Tales and fought the Living Colossus. He fought Thor. In Midgard Serpents. What's another one? Where the Monsters Dwell. He Monsters on the Prowl and Marvel Monsters, which we talked about earlier, and Fing Fang 4. He was also a villain in Howard the Duck. He was also a villain in Iron Man Las Vegas. He also was a villain in Century. He was a villain in the Hulk comics. He was also a villain in Dakin, Dark Reign. The villain I just talked about it when he had his own comics. He was a villain against Dakin. Like Ping Fang Foom is a top all-time villain that nobody talks about. And since we're talking about forgotten or unknown villains, I had to bring him up. He's originally from a planet called Maklu 4. I can't pronounce the actual name, but that's the name it's known by. It is in the Milky Way galaxy, and he arrived in China at the end of the ancient period. And his purpose coming here was intended on conquering the planet. He was the reason for the Chinese dragon symbol. What's his powers? His powers are superhuman strength, which obviously supersonic flight, extreme durability, regenerative healing, acid mist breath, telepathy, prolonged lifespan, fate shifting, size alteration, gifted intellect, and possesses the advanced alien technology because he does come from another planet. What's something else I can throw at y'all?
I got you.
I got one for you, and I guarantee you nobody knew. Squirrel Girl beat him.
I knew that.
She beat everybody, but I just had to throw that in there.
She the Florida Comet.
She is, ain't she though? She literally is the Florida Comet.
She beats probably who.
I don't know who she don't beat.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, you know what? We gotta get into her on one show.
I think
talk about her.
I think what's something that we could maybe Valentine's Day we're gonna give it up to the ladies.
Okay.
Do something for the ladies.
Yeah,
around Valentine's Day. Hopefully
Valentine's Day,
Valentine's Day we only we're gonna talk, around that Valentine's Day week. We'll definitely
hold on. We can do it's the St. Valentine's Day comic I want to talk about it right now.
Well, we gotta do something for the females.
Yeah. But they got a whole female history a females month dedicated to women. We can do that.
Yeah, March.
I think that's March. We can do that whole month, number women.
But all right. Something. I'm surprised you didn't bring up the Hulk.
No, I did mention the Hulk.
Okay. Because the Hulk, I remember when the Hulk fought him, and the Hulk just wanted to be left alone. Like nobody could do nothing with him. And the Hulk beat him up. It punched him into the moon.
Yep.
The Hulk punched him so hard.
I didn't talk about the storyline. I just talked about
another one you forgot to bring up is he actually was in Guardian of the Galaxy. He got captured by the
game
and Raccoon Rocket freed him.
Yeah, I forgot about it. Yeah, he sure was. Hey, and Drax kept bringing him up throughout the whole video game.
Yes, sir.
Bing, bang, boom.
I just like his name.
Hey, he also fought the Thing too.
Yeah. That's what he brought that up. He was in Fantastic Four. He's like, that's the first time I heard it. Yeah. And Thor.
Yeah, I did. Fantastic. The name of that comic was the Fing Fang 4. Yeah. He fought Man Thing too in Bigfoot. He fought the Franken Monster. He appeared in that's what it was, the Mindless one. That's the one he fought Hulk. But yeah.
Yes,
You
sir.
got anything on? I know you know who Fing Fang Foom is, Derek. What you got on Fing
Eric,
Fang
yeah,
Foom?
this is old school. Eric got you.
Yeah, I read him a couple times in the comics. He always went up against Iron Man. Like you say, he fought a lot of people in Marvel. He kept coming back. He couldn't get rid of them. And then it just seemed like he disappeared. Every time I see Fing Fang Foom, it reminds me of the Mandarin. I don't know why. But every time I see him, I think about the Mandarin.
Because in the show, in the Iron Man show, he helped the Mandarin.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it was the same in the comics. I don't remember that. But you know, him getting the 10 rings of power and all of that. He still wasn't powerful enough, so he went to Fin Fang Foom and got his help. And yeah, that's how Iron Man started beefing.
If they do, they probably won't do another. Well, somehow they need to work these characters that we've been talking about into the next Marvel TV show, movie, something. Because I would like to see
it.
it.
He was in the video game, in that Guardian of the Galaxy video game I was playing for the PS5 game. Shout out to Mac for advising me to play it. When I seen Fin Fang Foom, and me and Mac was on the phone talking about him, and Mac was like, "What you know about Fin Fang Foom? He old school, you know what I mean?" And yeah, it was crazy. I got up to that part where Fin Fang Foom, you had to fight him. He was pretty hard to beat. He was pretty hard.
I think they even put him in the Avengers cartoon. I forget which one.
He might have been in that, and I know he was in Guardian of the Galaxy cartoon too. They put him in, man. They put him in a lot of stuff, but he's not talking.
That's what I don't understand. As much as they put him in things, nobody talks about it. Like, I don't understand it. Look, even Shaw was like, damn, he was in Howard the Duck. I don't remember. Yeah.
I can't stand Howard the Duck.
I like Howard the Duck.
Don't worry, we gonna like my nana would say, we gonna learn them up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to.
We gonna learn them up.
You just don't like him because you didn't like the movie.
I hated the movie.
I agree with him with that, but
I like the
comics.
Movie,
I don't agree. I don't agree. Comics.
Well, there was one character real quick that I was going to do. There was a Howard the Duck nemesis. His name was Dr. Dong or Bong. He had a bell for his head, and he would ring the bell and give off different sound waves. He was the nemesis, one of the nemesis of Howard the Duck. And I was reading it. I was like, I don't even like Howard the Duck's enemies, man. I couldn't stand it. I went with somebody else, but I thought about doing it. I really did.
I was actually looking for. I thought about doing some Howard the Duck villains. I actually did, but I decided against it. But because I brought him up and saved him for last because it was so many. He was in so many comics. It was like
yes, he was. And yeah, Howard the Duck is a Marvel comic book character.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
One of his.
Yes, he is.
Nah, Shaw. Where your husband at again? Where he at?
Matter of fact, you can see Howard the Duck in the post credit. Yeah, at the end. And he's in the Guardians of the Galaxy. And, drinking a dirty martini.
Yes, sir. All right, let me go to my last pick, and we about to wind down with the show.
Yeah, this is who I wanted Sebastian Shaw to fight in the verse.
My main man, Vandal Savage.
I like him.
AADG.
I like him.
Bloodtron. So his story starts off. He's from like the prehistoric times, and you know how they were in prehistoric days. They weren't really intelligent and things like that. So one day a meteor strikes, and Vandal Savage is very cold. He goes where the blast is. He sees that it's warm, and he falls asleep in the meteor. And the meteor contains chemicals that basically boosts up his intelligence and also makes him invulnerable, giving him the ability to basically be immortal. He had many different lives. He was Hitler at a point. He was Attila the Hun at a point. He was reincarnated in so many people because he lived for so long. So basically, his abilities are super strength, speed, and durability, immortality, nigh invulnerability, master martial arts because he's been around for so long, genius level intellect, master tactician and field commander strategist. He's a skilled swordsman and he's a skilled marksman because he lived so many years. So Vandal Savage, man, and me, this gives me a sort of nostalgic thing going because I grew up off of him in the Unlimited Justice League series. So it made me interested in him in the comic book when I was reading. And he first appeared on your birthday, Derek, in Green Lantern number 10, 1943. Made by Alfred Baster and Martin Nodell. So this is a great character, and I would recommend people, if they didn't know about him, to really get in tune with Vandal Savage. And I'm so upset that he's not really, like, he been in one show, that Justice League show, they didn't do him justice. They should have really did his origin, and I really want to see him and stuff. Because after that, you never heard about him again.
Well, he did. He was in Smallville.
He was in Smallville. He also was in the Teen Titans show.
Remember, Dean Cain played him in Smallville.
Yeah, but we never really see him. He pop up every 10 years, and then you never see him. So,
true. Did you mention that he made his first appearance in Green Lantern?
That's what I said. I just said that. I just said
yeah.
It came out Green Lantern number 10 on Derek's birthday in 1943.
Yeah.
I say he was created by Alfred Baster and illustrated by Martin Nodell.
Okay. Did you tell him?
He really was a Green Lantern. He was really bad guys. He was everything.
Yeah, he fought everybody.
Yeah,
like
he fought everything.
He fought the Mortal Man. He fought Hawkman and Hawkgirl. He fought Resurrection Man. He fought the Justice Society. He fought the Justice League. He fought the Legion of Doom. He fought everybody.
So, yeah, man. You guys got anything else?
No, I know about him from the cartoon. I would like to see him go up against Sebastian Shaw.
See,
I don't know how fair that would be, and I'll holler at y'all in the back. Because I honestly think Sebastian Shaw wins it. I'll tell you in the back why. But I'll
also tell you something you didn't know. That's why I actually want to put it together.
So I don't think it would be fair. I know a weakness that he has, even though he's invulnerable, but I'll explain that. I don't know. Maybe somebody could try it, and then they're going to try it. So that's why I don't want to say it on live air. But let's get ready to close this out, fellas. And the chat was lit tonight. I appreciate all y'all coming through. Derek, you got any last words, brother?
No, I just appreciate. I always look forward to chopping it up with you brothers. And it really, I tell you what, man, y'all really lift my spirits today. I appreciate everybody coming through in the chat. Thank you very much, and I look forward to next week.
Already, man. Y'all just stay tuned, stay tapped in. Keep looking out because we're gonna always have something fresh to death for y'all. You see, we always got new ideas, new shows. Man, y'all just make sure y'all keep tapped in because we're gonna keep coming. New ideas, new shows, new topics. It's just this is fun for me. I like doing this because I enjoy doing this. This keeps me. It keeps me that little kid in me happy. So
Yes, sir.
I love it. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in, man. Y'all ain't got to get ready to stay with it.
Again, I appreciate everybody that was in the chat.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
Appreciate y'all, and I appreciate my brothers on the panel. You know, they always coming up with ideas, even if I don't got the idea myself. They always giving me ideas of something that we could do or we could cover, and things like that. And I'm gonna definitely be looking forward to next week to see what ideas we got in the bag. I'm gonna get ready to wrap this thing up, man. Peace to all you guys. I'll see you guys later, man. And we out of here.
Live is to risk it all. Otherwise, you're just an inert chunk of randomly assembled molecules drifting wherever the universe blows you.
Come on, everyone, keep helping